Hey guys, and welcome back to Sonic Generations for the Nintendo 3DS. This time we are going through the Dreamcast era, which, unlike in the console version, the next two eras only have 2 stages instead of 3. I don't know why the Mega Drive era got 3 and the others only got 2. Obviously it's mainly because of the Chaos Emeralds, I would imagine, but even so, we are going into Emerald Coast from Sonic Adventure. Which means that from this point onwards, classic Sonic's level designs are actually going to be original. Which is a problem, because even though classic Sonic's levels have no originality to them in the classic era, they are unfortunately also the best levels in the entire game, because they actually have level design, which does not happen a lot from here on out. Just have a look at what goes on in this part and see how many times the level design is just a straight line with nothing happening. Quite often automatic at that. But at the end of the last part, we unlocked a homing attack for classic Sonic, because as if the fact that classic and modern Sonic weren't already similar enough being only 2D, we also had to have classic Sonic with a homing attack, so there's not really any difference between them anymore. One can boost, one doesn't boost. And that is it. A spin dash and a boost is really all that separates the two of them here, and that's the real problematic bit. I mean, this part's pretty good. I like this part because this whale is actually a threat now. Whereas your main issue with the whale in Sonic Adventure was just the collision detection. Where are you gonna hit that spring, or are you gonna go right, not the spring, the speed boost, or are you just gonna go right through the dash panel and die? Which Sonic 06 even brought back in Wave Ocean. It even brought back that part. But I got an electric shield, so that's pretty cool, right? By the way, if you ever come across a stack of boxes like this, if you break the one on the bottom, they don't fall down. They'll just float in midair. There's like no sense of gravity on these crates. I mean, this level isn't too bad for classic Sonic anyway. Modern definitely suffers from the issue of just having a load of straight pathway where you're not doing anything. Got these things which tend to open and shut. They're going to be here, they're going to be in the next level as well. Love the remixes though. I mean, I love Emerald Coast music and they are so great here too. And there we go. I wish the signpost had an actual animation. Because I really like that in the console version. Like the signpost actually moves. Like Sonic will burst out. It makes no sense, but why not? So yeah, that level was pretty simple. But now it's time for a modern Sonic's version. And then you'll notice the music actually changes between the two. So classic Sonic, I have no idea what you call these tunes. But I think it's, I want to say that the first part is called the Blue Azure, something like that. That's what classic Sonic gets. Based largely around the first portion of Emerald Coast, whereas modern Sonic is based more around, is it Windy and Ripley? Something like that. That's all the music's based off anyway, and I like that. It makes use of both tracks. Sonic Adventure is really the only game that does that, so it's, yeah. Well, we do have Crisis City, but that sort of combines them together. Which the soundtrack does mostly do anyway, depending on the level, but Crisis City does sort of just combine each version of its music together, whereas this actually, there's 2 of them, so why not? Just have one for each act. Sadly, this act is not very interesting. Like, look at this. I'm not doing anything. Oh, there's a loop. Big whoop. Look, there are no hazards here. You just move forward. There's nothing here. It's like, what happened? The previous year we got Sonic Colors. And Sonic Colors on the DS is great. But what happened here? Is it because of the 3DS? I mentioned this last part. I think the idea was that it was supposed to be made on the DS, but, you know, we've got this fancy new, more powerful hardware coming out that everyone's gonna love. And the 3DS had a poor launch. But that meant that they had to make a game for this one instead. And I guess this is why it's the way it is. I'm not saying that as an actual 100% fact, by the way. That's just what I've heard. This part is completely automatic except for this. The closest you're ever going to get to doing all of those tricks that you could do on the console version. Yeah, the killer whale's actually at the end of the level. And that was, in the original Sonic Adventure, that would be the first, but certainly not the last time that Sonic has to be chased by something, which even the 2D games would later start doing. It's like, because Sonic Adventure 1 had the Orca. I think there was another level that had a chase sequence as well. I can't think which one. Maybe I'm thinking of SA2. SA2 had the gun truck. It had the debris. I have no idea what it was in Final Rush. Sonic Heroes had those rolling boulders and the alligator. Shadow the Hedgehog had that like skeleton spider thing that you could usually grind so fast you never actually saw it on screen. Sonic 06 obviously had brought back the Orca in Wave Ocean, and we had the Fire Eater Tornado in Crisis City. And so on and so forth. So this special stage actually wants you to jump for the spheres. The problem is it kind of slows you down when you do it, so you're better off just boosting. It's only at the beginning that they're really there. You're not going to be filling up your boost as much by the time you reach the Emerald here. As long as I think the Emeralds all move at the exact same speed. So as long as you just keep going, just keep boosting, use the gimmicks whenever they're there, you should reach the Emerald, really, in about the same amount of time for everyone. As is evident by the fact that the music always fades out right as you get to the good bit. Which is really annoying, but yeah, you should always finish these special stages in roughly the same amount of time, really. Yes, the bottom screen slightly overlaps the first one. I don't know how. I didn't change the setup in any way, but that will be fixed by the next part. I have so many issues here. Radical Highway from Sonic Adventure 2. Let's go over these issues now, shall we? Number 1. Why are we running through this when Shadow was the one that went through this level and not Sonic? This is not a part of Sonic's past. Or I guess in Classic Sonic's case it's his future, but it was not a part of... Sonic did not go through this in Sonic Adventure 2, and that's not the only time we're going to be seeing something like this. Problem number 2. Radical Highway for both Classic and Modern Sonic is really not very interesting. Number 3. These are the worst S ranks in the entire game. Modern Sonic's isn't so bad, but Classic Sonic, oh, we'll get there in a minute. Problem number 4. What did they do to Radical Highway's music? Vengeance is mine. Okay, it's a pretty repetitive theme. There isn't really that much to it, but I really like it regardless. What did they do to it here? Like, we'll hear Classic Sonic's in a minute. Classic Sonic's rendition of Vengeance is Mine is amazing. I love Classic Radical Highway. Vengeance is Mine, whatever you want to call it. But this, what did they do to this music? This is not music. This just sounds like somebody's taken a synthesizer and added some fart sound effects to it. Like, what? This bit right here, this bit of music, you can't really hear it over all the sound effects and me, but that part of the music right there, what on earth was that? Make sure you jump for this one, or he will shoot you. But, yeah, what? You got these gold robots, the golden beetles. In Sonic Adventure 2, they're pretty much just there for you to get extra points. I guess you could say that here, because you need them to get shortcuts, which will give you time bonus points, but they'll disappear very quickly. But this remix is awful, and I don't get how. Classic Sonic's is so good. And yet surely Modern Sonic is the one that's supposed to be making use of all the electric guitars and everything, isn't it? Whereas Classic Sonic's the one that's supposed to sound more electronic. And I would say that with electric guitar, but you know what I mean. Here it's the other way around. I mean, Classic Sonic still sounds a bit electronic, but nothing like whatever is going on here. This is exciting. And I ran out of bit. No, I don't think you can boost when you're running along the building anyway. Like, this is automatic. You can't really boost there. And then both acts end with the corkscrew, which is fair enough. That's how the original ended as well. And there we go. I kind of just get the idea that for classic Sonic, for Generations 3DS, they just took what was probably the second most popular stage and just made that into the level. Except for Water Palace, since that's new. And Green Hill Zone for obvious reasons. But, you know, I think when it comes to Sonic 2, people do think Chemical Plant Zone. They did, I would say more Hydro City Zone for me, but for Sonic 3. And yeah, Emerald Coast, people will think of that, next to Speed Highway. So yeah, they probably did just go with like the second most popular one. I personally prefer Tropical Resort over Planet Wisp. But anyway. Welcome to Radical Highway Act 1. I love the music here, but I absolutely despise this level. Firstly, all of that we saw just then was all automatic. This is the worst level when it comes to just having straight lines with nothing happening. Look at this! There is nothing here. There is absolutely nothing here. What was that? It was just a straight line with no obstacles in the way. Nothing even to break. There is just nothing. But the big issue with this level is the S rank. This is by far the hardest S rank to get. You need to take every single shortcut. Do everything perfectly. And this is the make it or break it section right here. That gold beetle right there. I swear, getting the S rank in this level is luck based. Because that beetle will disappear at any sort of time. Sometimes it will be on screen for a good 2 seconds. Sometimes it will be disappearing before it's even on screen. No matter how fast you're going, it's just a matter of luck, I find. And this invincibility box, as you can see, the crates didn't fall there, but sometimes that invincibility box, you'll break the crate at the bottom. The crates above it will stay still. I don't know what happened there. But the crates above it will stay still. And then the invincibility will fall through the crates and then through the road. And you miss out on the invincibility. But it looks like even the footage gave up for a few seconds then. I don't know what happened there, but regardless. That's it forever. It's like, this video is about 25 minutes long. The full thing was about... Oops. So, I think I've pieced together more of what's happening. And it's not good. The whole thing was about an hour and 12 minutes long. When that thing goes through time, it tears space apart. It leaves areas empty and dead, and sticks them in this weird white limbo. But when the Sonics accelerate through time, they fix space, returning color and life. Oh, yeah. Then I guess we have to run like there's no tomorrow, or there won't be a tomorrow. Whoa, it looks like we've got company. Let me handle this. Yeah, this entire video was about an hour and 12 minutes long, and I think half of that, if not more, was on Radical Highway Act 1. Yeah, you can see I did, I got the A rank the first time round, had to redo it again, I had to watch the cutscene first, so, it's all got a bit muddled up there. Special Stage 5. This one sort of just plays itself. And for the most part they do anyway, but this one really just plays itself. So the key to this one is we now actually have rainbow hoops. You want to go through the rainbow hoops in order to get the S rank, to get to the emerald as fast as possible. So we'll see them in a sec. This is all pretty normal, we've seen all of this before. And this is the gimmick to this special stage. If you run into the bombs, you come to a complete halt. It's not like Heroes where you do ever so slightly move forward, not that it makes much of a difference. You'll just come to a complete stop. And when the bombs are all close to each other like that, it sort of triggers a chain reaction. And it does tend to cause a bit of slowdown. And there we go. Managed to do this one even faster. Just go, as long as you go through those rainbow hoops, the stage just plays itself. So that's nice. You even managed to get over 100,000 points for this act. Yeah, the special stages are so ridiculously easy. Whether or not I say they're no, oh well, I'll say they're the easiest. I mean, Sonic 3 and Knuckles are pretty easy as well, unless you're going for perfects. But I think these ones top it. Right, Shadow the Hedgehog from Sonic Adventure 2. Once again, it's a race, and would you believe that this is the hardest boss fight to S-Rank? I wonder what... And of course, the hardest boss fight to S-Rank takes place in Radical Highway. This was the other part that took forever to get all of the S-Ranks on. And this is where you really find that the boss fights suffer from a similar issue that Sonic Rivals has. And they're already very similar. But it's the AI for your rival. It's like, no matter how fast you're going, they will catch up. They are guaranteed to catch up to you. So no matter how fast you're going. I mean, you want to finish the level in about 1 minute and 10 seconds to get the S rank. But depending on how fast you're going, there is quite the possibility that Shadow might actually get there before you. But unlike Sonic Rivals, they don't become absolutely stupid once they do overtake you. That's what Sonic kind of does, but not so much Shadow. So there we go. Now we don't have to ever look at Radical Highway again until Sonic Adventure 2. Which I'm glad about. Hello, Knights. And there we go. Yeah, that also took a while. You know what else takes a while? This next boss fight. Because what do we have to face now? Oh, look. The Bio Lizard, also from Sonic Adventure 2. I think across both versions, Sonic Adventure 2 definitely got the most representation. You know, it got City Escape, it got 2 different versions of a fight against Shadow, if you can call that a fight. And it gets the Bio Lizard. Complete with a remix of Supporting Me, which I really do like. I mean, I like Supporting Me anyway, even though I can't really make out the lyrics. They do make it a little bit easier to hear here, but really what I like about this part is the music is just really catchy here. I really do like this remix. Right, the Bio Lizard will always do that same animation with its head and then it will expose itself. I don't know why it needs to do that animation every time. It didn't do that in SA2, but it does it here. You can homing attack it, but I find it's a bit unreliable. Just boost into it and Sonic will automatically go onto the rail, or whatever that's supposed to be. Anyway, this fight does drag out, which the original Bio Lizard fight did as well, but I think this one's even worse. Yeah, it always does the same thing. There we go. So I have various questions about this thing. Number 1, when you're trying to create something, don't you normally have to go through multiple prototypes? Gerald got it on the second try, and this brings up the next question. How do you go from a giant 30-foot lizard to a little black hedgehog in your process of creating the ultimate life form? I know there's the whole Black Doom thing, which I highly doubt was ever thought of while Sonic Adventure 2 was in development, so I consider that invalid. You gotta remember, Shadow was supposed to be a one-time character, so Shadow the Hedgehog wasn't even conceptualized when this was made. So the whole Black Doom DNA thing, I'd say, is invalid to the argument. This is the new attack. He tries to slam his tail down. But yeah, this thing looks gross. Like, it's got no back legs. It's got a massive life support on its back. It's got these gill-like things on the side, and I don't know what it's standing in. And it can create these little spherical things, which everyone says are eggs. What's weird though is that in Sonic Adventure 2, this thing sounds like... at the beginning of the fight and a few other occasions, it makes like a deeper version of Perfect Chaos's roar. And then when you hit it, it makes like that, a big cat has been injured, that kind of noise, which is a very stock sound effect. Here it sounds like the Dark Gaia Phoenix from Sonic Unleashed, and I don't know why. What was wrong with the original sound effects? But the console version had Perfect Chaos, so why can't they use the sound effect here? Just either jump or up, or I could just fire the one of them. But here's the other thing. All the boss fights got their own unique locations, so why don't the rival fights have a unique location? Why don't I go through Stardust Speedway, or the Space Colony Arc, or... Well, again, Silver was just Crisis City anyway, so Silver is the odd one out. Here it's just going through a stage we've already been through. Because this is a pretty faithful recreation of the, whatever section of the arc this is, the Cannon's Core. Right. Again, you've got these egg things. Since we're playing in 2D, these sections are a bit easier. The fight overall is easier than Sonic Adventure 2. It just takes even longer. Alright, this part's still annoying there. Again, it's easier than it is in Sonic Adventure 2. Because the things aren't coming towards you. But you gotta try and make sure that one doesn't hit you right there, or you're probably gonna lose your S rank. You pretty much need your ring bonus. I did manage to do this just fast enough to get the S rank on time bonus alone. My god, that last part takes forever. But you're better off, really, if you get hurt, restart. You're probably not gonna get the S rank. It's a very tight one to get. And again, Sonic didn't fight that, Shadow did. I never expected to see Bio Lizard again. You never saw it the first time. I guess you might have seen it outside the arc. But yeah, that was easy. I fought it before, remember? You brought back quite a bit of this world. You're doing great, Sonic. You mean you're doing great Sonics? Right. I don't think I'm ever going to get used to that. Hang on, I'm pretty sure in the console version this dialogue is swapped round. And Sonic, no, you didn't fight the Bio Lizard before. Technically. Watch out! That's a Chaos Emerald. We know, we just picked that up before doing the boss fight. That monster sure didn't like that emerald. The Chaos Emeralds are more powerful when they're together, so we need to collect all 7 of them. Once we collect the Chaos Emeralds, we'll use them to defeat that monster. And then we can restore the world to the way it was before. You guys have your work cut out for you. An adventure's just no fun if it's too easy. Don't you think? That's Sonic for you. I figured you'd say that, so I have a little present for you. Huh? Uh-huh, okay. Whoa, that's a great idea. Sounds awesome, Tails. Then here you go. Thanks, Tails. Let's give him a try then. What were you doing? I made Sonic's shoes lighter by approximately 30%. If my design works, it'll let him move more freely, even in midair. Interesting. Maybe I can do that for my Sonic too. Sure, I'll show you how to do it later. Thanks. This is kind of weird though. What's weird? I'm getting tips from myself. Haha, that's right. Ha! Wow, what's that? That move's called a stomp. These are great, Tails. Thanks. No problem. Yeah, for some reason the stomp is unlockable in this game. I don't know why, but it is. And I don't know how Sonic lost the ability from the previous games. But, whatever. So now we've unlocked the modern era, Water Palace and Tropical Resort. So that is what we will be going through next time. See you all then.